Good morning, everybody. This is Kathy, and welcome to Mixed Media Frenzy. I cannot believe it's Friday already. This week has gone by so fast. It's like, and it's getting cold. 3 mornings now we've had frost. Jack Frost came, and I am still waiting for my tree to turn in my yard. It usually turns quickly, but this year it only has a little bit of red leaves. Now, I went ahead and I gessoed my background. And then I pulled out these 2 stamps. Now, the layout has circles. That's what I fell in love with, because each circle was different mixed media, and then they had some blended in, and I thought it looked kind of cool. And I love all the stamping that goes with it. I go ahead and I add my circles first. And I wait a little bit for it to dry, not too much, but it looked like it dried pretty quick when I stamped it. Now I'm just kind of going through the colors of these close to my heart stamp or ink paints. And see what color, see which orange I want to use and what purple. And then I bring in a pink. Kind of mix and match these colors. And then I also bring in a green light color, mint color. And I just dip my brush in some water to make the top of the ink, the paints, wet, and then I take my brush and rub it in there. Now I'm going to have the hiccups. Sorry. Alright, so you see me just dipping my brush in the water and then the paint. I wanted a little bit more darker pink to go with that, so it'd have different blends of color. Now, I should have left in the first part. I started doing this. I went ahead and used the kissing technique and put my mixed media on my page, and I didn't gesso it. Well, then I went to use an ink pen and draw my circles. My circles turned out too dark, like too bold. And then my ink pen went through my mixed media super easy because it was still wet. Now, I did find this ink pen, and I'm not for sure. I might have got this from Close to My Heart. And I just have it in my bands, but I'm going to draw some little circles, kind of like what they have in their layout. And I got this layout off of Pinterest, and I looked, and there wasn't a YouTube video or anything, and I'm really sorry about that. I'll try harder to make sure that there's a video to go along with the layout that I pick. So I went ahead and drew on the ink circles. And I am mixing some lighter color green by mixing some white with the green. And I'm mixing it in my lid. So I want to color a couple of them circles this mint green, just to add some more color to the other colors that I have. Now I did go through my How to Kill a Kit with Style, the ephemera pieces that I had with my November kit, and I went ahead and pulled out a bunch of little die cuts from there to add to my layout. The only part that I'm just not, I mean, I like it, but I'm not in love with is the right side of the page. And you'll see me try and fix that later on in the video. Now I am just kind of doing the kissing technique, and I'm having to mix up a little bit more of that green. And it dries a lot lighter than it does there. It's just pooling because I have gesso. And I wanted to bring it down. But I kind of wished that I would have moved the circles over just a tad bit away from the left edge, because the right side looks so blank. And I don't know if I add another pumpkin to it or do that, just do what I did. I don't know. I'm looking at it now, and you tell me if I need to put like a pumpkin over in that spot. You'll see toward the end of the video. And I pulled these out. They're from Hip Kit, probably 3 years ago. There's a stamp with writing, and you can't really tell what it says, but it's small enough to give me that little detail that I need to add to my mixed media layout. Don't forget to check out all my scrappy friends listed below. I just love their take on all the mixed media challenges. Okay, so I think I'll just put 3 there. Now, in the layout, now this does not show up, but I thought by chance, well, first I'm going to draw a couple lines through these circles, kind of like what they did. And then you could see like a stencil in the background on that layout. And I love that she used white. Now, mine didn't show up only because I didn't have color toward the white part, and white on color would have showed up. So try that sometime. Do a mixed media layout in the background, and then take your stencil. Now this white daisy ink from Close to My Heart is really nice white that it shows up. So like right here, of course, I could see it sitting here. It's, real light, but I'm sure it would have showed up a lot better if I had the mixed media run down to the right side. All right, I went ahead and mounted my photo on some peach color paper. And I end up, yep, you got it, I ended up ripping that up. It's a every video thing, I look at it and it looks crooked, and, it don't look bad there. And I move it. I even distress the edges so it wouldn't look as crooked as it always does. Like, I always use my scissors to trim around my matted photo, the paper that I'm matting it with. I just use my scissors. And then it ends up making me look like my photo's crooked. So here I go. I looked at it, and I've got to add more glue now. And this glue really dries quickly. And you have to, if you lay something down, you have to really know where you're going to put it. That's why I like this art glitter glue. All right, here's the stencil. Now you'll see me do all the work. I'm just going to lay this and go around my photo. Now, as you can see, I'm using white ink on top of white paper. And I don't know why I did this, and then I go ahead and use my sponge because I already had it wet or white on it. So, this technique is really cool if you don't put it on white. But hopefully you'll be able to see some of it. It's there if you see it at an angle. but it's alright. I really love how, see, you can't hardly see it. I really love how it turned out though. Alright, these are the colors that I pulled. And I'm going to make this like a pretty fall page. Kind of stick in some pumpkins and trees with these colors. When I first started, I thought about doing the bright. In fact, I started with the bright colors. And then I thought, well, what am I going to use on it? Because I had my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I wanted it to work with my kit that I made this month. So I am pulling in leaves. And then there's a little ghost with its pink up top here. And I like those orange leaves because it brings in the orange circle down on the bottom. And I kind of want to stick something down here, so I did find a little orange flower. And I just kind of stuck that leaf down there. I know it's the wrong kind of leaf for a flower, but the color's wet. And I wanted to use this little title together. All right. I don't end up using that little phrase on there. It said grateful. Okay, so this is where I'm trying to put something on the right side, just so it don't look so open and white. I'm using the same paper that I mounted my photo just to add that little peachy color over in the left-hand side of the pumpkins and the ghost up at the top of the photo. So I'm just kind of stapling it. And you can't hardly see it because it's really light color. So I go ahead and get my paintbrush out and do some splatters just to bring in some color over on the right. So next thing I do is get out some enamel dots. Now you tell me, do I need to put a pumpkin over on the right side? Because it looks pretty bare. So you leave it in the comments below. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. And I would love to have you subscribe if you're new. And I want to thank you so much for coming to watch my channel. Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right, here's some close-ups of my mixed media. Sorry about that. And here's that. Bye-bye.